part of being mature and growing is carrying the weight of responsibilities, you know?
Yeah, I think especially to understand that, you have to understand what accountability is and how to take it.
Yeah. So what accountability is accepting responsibilities for one's actions, performance, and commitments, and being willing to provide an explanation for the outcomes.
Yeah, I think this is important to understand, you know, for anyone to understand, teens, adults, you know, any point in your life, you are going to have moments where you said something, maybe you did something, and you probably did it with good intention, pure intention. Even if you did it, with good motivation. And it still might come back to, like, bite you, in a sense.
Yeah.
You know, but you have to be willing to take accountability for it. Even if on your part it was completely intentional. Maybe you didn't say it correctly. Maybe you didn't execute it correctly. And it's important for people to understand that you have to take accountability for the things you do. And
it's hard, too.
It's hard.
Like, it's definitely
hard. No
one
likes to be wrong.
No one likes to be wrong, definitely.
No one likes to be wrong, for sure.
Like, but no one's always right. We don't know everything.
Yes.
No one really knows everything. I mean, how can you? There's so many things going on in the world.
Yes,
so
I agree. That
everyone's good at something.
The human mind's not meant to take that much information all at
so
once.
Much, and everybody's good at something. So being good at everything, it's like,
I don't think that's possible.
Well, if you really tried, maybe. But
maybe if you
otherwise, like, you know, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes.
We all make mistakes. Yep. Welcome to the Ascetic Mind podcast. Hello, my name is Misa.
My name is Stella.
And welcome to the Halloween special of the Ascetic Mind podcast.
Ooh. Magic. Okay.
We're going to start by talking about some personal experiences we've had with accountability, because I feel like the best way to understand and connect with a story is not a story, a topic, is to hear a story about it.
Yes.
So before we started filming this, we were just working through what we were going to do. And Anna brought up my filler episode that I did for the podcast on my own, which was about reputation and something else. I still can't remember. But basically, she came to me and she was telling me I agreed with a lot of what you said. How about you just tell them what you told me?
I was basically just giving the advice or view, really, on just, I felt like some of the things she said came off a little bit stronger than I think she was going for, which
between us, we know my dynamic. Yes, I'm just really straightforward.
That is your dynamic, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's plenty of people I know who have that.
I know what you're talking about.
But with no problem.
No problem.
But I just felt like that's not what we are going for. We don't want to come off harsh. And like we're getting at people for being that way.
Yeah. So that's what...
Or being a way that might come up in a topic. I don't know.
Yeah. In some sort of controversy or whatever.
Yeah. Because we don't want to like make people feel like, oh man, she's targeting me. That makes my feelings hurt.
Well,
because
if people feel targeted by something, like even if it's like a good advice, that means they have something to improve.
Yeah. Which, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's something we can probably like agree to disagree on, but I feel like if people are offended by something that's not gonna harm them, like if I tell you to wake up and make your bed in the morning and you're offended by that, I feel like it's because you don't ever make your bed in the morning. So maybe you need to work on it.
Yeah, I don't do that, guys.
I don't do that either. That was directed to me. Anyway.
Well... But yeah, I was just bringing those things to attention because I didn't want, because that was our first like kind of having to do a filler. Yes. I didn't want it to come off as like, especially for just it being her. I didn't want her specifically to come off that way.
Yeah, and so what I took from that, I was like, I hear you, man. I know I can come off a little strong at times, and so I was saying I think my execution wasn't correct. Maybe, again, I said it in a way that made it sound harsher than I intended, that it didn't get my point across. And so I took accountability for that. I took accountability for it because I know that's something I need to work on. And yeah, no one likes to be wrong. No one likes to be wrong. No one likes to be wrong. No one really likes to be wrong. When I heard it, I was like, that's definitely possible because I know I sound like that. But it's important to take accountability for what it was important for me to take accountability for what I did. So I said, next time I'll run the thing by you. I'll run the thing by you. I'll make sure to be more careful with my tone. And if in the future it comes up again, you let me know and we'll work it out. Because communication, we communicated.
It's key.
And I took accountability. I actually listened to her critiques and applied it.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
And again, we are partners in this. So anything that I do will also be put on her, because when we come here, we are on this platform as one force. Not like one person, but you think Ascetic Mind, you think both of us.
Yeah. So we don't want the things that one person says to then be like a problem for the other person, and then it's a whole imbalance, I guess.
Because social media is, I didn't mean to get too deep into this. Social media is not the safest place. It's not a safe place, period. Yes, it gets people through tough times. People can make sources from it. People can make a living from it. Sometimes
have entertainment from
it. You can find content that brings people together, which is, again, what we're doing, building a community. But we don't want to, again, another person's actions to influence the reputation or, the thoughts of another person.
Yeah.
Like the perception of other person.
Yeah.
So I took it seriously because, again, this is social media. We have to be careful on this. So I took it seriously. We communicated. We looked for a solution. And after we looked for a solution, we made sure to find common ground. Because I took accountability. It's important to take accountability. Now, I think Anna would like to share her personal experience with story around accountability.
Yeah. I mean, accountability, we've said it's pretty important, I feel like, for that maturity, I think is what we were saying, right? And I guess it was just, you want to have accountability, but it shouldn't mean you take accountability for other people's wrongdoings. Because I've had that happen where there's been a person who's done not so great things and hasn't taken accountability for it. So I took accountability for them for that wrongdoing to try and, I guess, get them out of the consequences they would have for it. Like, which is not something you should do. Like, as a...
When you take accountability for something you didn't do, first of all, you are limiting the growth and a learning experience of another person.
Yeah. Because they should be taking, like, the consequences that they'll get for those actions.
Getting a consequence is not entirely a bad thing. Like, what if, let me think of an example. Let's say I'm building something. Let's say I'm building something. What if I accidentally screw something into the wrong place? Working a drill. Yeah. And the whole thing just discombobulates because of my one mistake. I will learn to never do it again, to read the instructions more thoroughly. Because I learned from my mistakes. You have to learn from your mistakes. Learning from your mistakes. And
so taking accountability for other people's actions isn't helping them learn.
Yeah. So and
it's not helping you.
When you take the consequence on your shoulders of something that someone else is supposed to experience, you are tearing them of an experience. You are stripping them of an experience that they need to evolve and grow.
Which, I mean, from the perspective of like what was with me with that, like my experience was that I just didn't want them to have that problem because I felt bad for them. because I knew they were going to have a consequence for that action, and I felt bad about it because I didn't want them to feel hurt in a way. So you don't want anyone to feel hurt, but in that it might hurt
because again, on Anna's part, she was doing a good intention because she cared for the person. But in the long run, I think you can say it affected the person you were trying to protect. It affected you, and maybe it affected
the people around
you.
So, like, I mean, and even not, I don't even feel like every circumstance, like taking accountability for everything for a person, like some of it might be okay. It really depends on the circumstance, I feel like. But in that particular circumstance that I was in, I was taking accountability for them for the wrong thing because they just weren't learning. In a different circumstance,
they weren't willing.
Yeah.
Which, in the definition here, it says you have to be willing to provide an explanation for an outcome.
Which, going on with the whole circumstances thing, I think there could be circumstances where it's like you're taking accountability for someone's action and it's really not that big of a deal what they'll learn from it or not because it was such a small thing. Because there are instances where that does happen, so I'm not saying it for like everything, but there's a certain point where it's like, you know, you shouldn't take accountability for that person's actions because it'll badly impact you and them.
Yeah, I agree. It's one thing for, I was saying earlier that I think we need to be a little more thorough when we talk about accountability, just because there are so many contradictions, as there are with many things.
Anything. There's very many like contradictions.
There's contradictions
and different opinions, facts
and facts and factors.
Yeah, facts and factors.
And so many different scenarios that could have played out. It's important to use your judgment when it comes to these things. You know, we can argue all we want, but sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't work. But don't catch yourself taking the blame and taking a learning experience for someone else. You may learn something, but was it really your thing to learn?
And also, it wasn't your fault that they did the bad thing either. You know? Like, that was their choice. They could have prevented it. They could have not said the thing they said or not done the thing they did, but it's not your responsibility to do that. Yeah.
You're not in charge for people's growth. I think as humans, this is a thought that I've had for a while. As humans, you know, we are people. We like to have good atmospheres. You know, we like to find the joy in things. Nobody wants to be miserable, you know. Yeah. So I think you have to find a common ground between your mind and your heart, where it's like, things are going to happen. People will lift you up. People will put you down. You know, you will want to put yourself down for people. Maybe you'll want to lift yourself up for people. Now, where do we want to go on that? Yeah. Where do we want to go?
I feel like everybody is shifting between it.
I'm not saying, this is, I think, one of the things I mentioned in my filler, that if you don't want to do something, no one's going to want you if you don't do it properly. Yeah. And that, again, was an execution thingy where I was just like in my mind and I was like, oh, people do something. But you have to be willing. You have to be willing to take accountability for laziness, for awesomeness, for happiness, for sadness. You have to take accountability for your life.
Yeah. And I can't remember if I already mentioned it, but if you want somebody to take accountability for their action, you should know that they're willing. For sure.
Yes, we had a conversation
and make sure that the way you say it is not to get on them, it's to help them, bring them up.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I already said that, so I'm just saying it.
I don't think you said it.
Well, if I did, I'm saying it again.
Get it in your brain.
I'm saying it again, that it should be like if you know the person well enough that you know if you say something about them not taking accountability, they're not going to take it well, then that's on them. You can't do anything about it. But if you know that they will hear you with the way you say it, because it's not just how they'll take it, it's how you say it. You bring it to them, because I think I brought it to you well, of the accountability. So it's very much the way you say it and knowing that they can accept it. Because even I've had that where I'll be told take accountability for an action and I'm just like, no, I don't want to hear it. And then I've learned, oh, I should probably listen because it's good advice.
It's good advice.
And it's better for me if I know how to take accountability for my actions, because it hurts less people. I feel like in certain instances, I think it hurts less people if you do that, because you might do something that is hurting someone and you'd be like, no, that wasn't my fault. That was blah, blah, blah's fault. Or like, they did that and I didn't do that. That wasn't me. That might hurt somebody because they're like, well, you did do that to me and you're not going to admit it? Like, what the heck?
I want to mention something. Now, I'm going to try to shadow it as much as I can because this was like a conversation between us. So, when people put you down, especially if you're in a place where you're like, I really want this to work. I really want this person to stay. But when people put you down, it affects you, but it also affects the way you behave with people. You know, maybe you're around someone who doesn't like, I don't know, candy, and all of a sudden you don't like candy, you know? And then you meet someone who loves candy, and all of a sudden you love candy. You know, I know this might seem like a silly analogy. My point is, when you meet someone who's been put down for so long, you have to find, are they willing to accept not your help, but are they willing to accept the changes that you would love?
That you offer them.
That you offer. That's the word I was looking for. That you offer.
Because not everyone's going to take advice.
Wait, hold on. I want to ask Anna if I can say this thing. Okay. Communication. So when I met Anna, when we first really started becoming friends, she had just gotten out of a tough friendship, like a situation with her friends. And so anyone who's been through that I can tell you, it sucks.
It does suck.
Because you hang out around these people and they are your entire personality. You are who your friends are. They're your entire personality. And all of a sudden, all that just goes away.
You pick up that energy.
I love talking about energy.
You pick up that energy of the people you're around.
Yeah, so when I met Anna, she had just gotten out of that sort of, like, you know, friendship. And so obviously I'm going to say, like, you were down. You're feeling down, of course.
Yeah.
When that happens to some people, they will just, like, completely isolate themselves, push themselves away. They'll never want to improve.
I was definitely in, like, I wouldn't say like mental state, but I definitely had a lower energy than I had before. And that was because I was around people that had lower energy than what I had.
Yeah. And so we were talking with someone about this, someone, you know, we're close to. We were talking to them about that situation, and they said the reason you were able to uplift Anna was because she was willing.
Because I didn't want to feel so down. Like, I could feel in myself, especially after getting away from those people, I was still kind of down for a bit. But then I realized, like, I didn't want to be down anymore. Like, I didn't want to, you know, feel so bad about everything. And, like, obviously I wasn't, like, crazy bad. But it's just, like, I had a different energy than what I had before. And I didn't like that energy for myself. And that's why I was willing to get out of that, because I wanted the better energy that I knew I could have.
So so you meet someone, okay? You meet someone after a tough situation. There's one of many things. I'm going to just say there's one of two things. There's one of two things they could do. One, they could be like, let's go, let's forget about it, let's move on, but let's move on in a way where maybe it's not so healthy.
Move on to something worse. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love when we do that. Move on to something worse. And then you'll meet someone who's like, stop putting yourself down.
Yeah.
Stop thinking that that was your fault. If they're not going to take accountability for it, that's not on you.
Yeah.
And so what I love about our friendship is that when we became close, I was also in a place where I was just like, I don't care about friendships anymore. I don't care. If people done. I was like, I don't care if someone wrongs me because I'm just not going to associate myself. You could ask like we have like a really close inner circle. You can ask anyone in our inner circle and be like, okay, if you wrong me, again, execution, bye. I'm not going to mess with that anymore. And so I think I had that state where I was like, if you leave me, okay, cool, bye. And then Anna was there like, I don't know how, I'm not in her mind, but I think Anna was really just like, I want to just.
I think you were like, I don't want any more people. Like, I'm okay. And then I'm like, I want more people. I'm alone and sad. Which, I mean, yes and no. Oh no. That was on accident. I did not mean to do that. The real ones will know. But I wasn't like, I was like sad, but I was okay with it for a bit. I was like, yeah, I guess I'm okay. Like, I don't need people. I'd like people though. Oh, bruz.
Sorry, we're talking about a deep topic. I need to make sure we don't like start bawling our eyes out on camera. That'd be embarrassing.
Anyways, but like you were like, I don't care about more people. And I was like, I want more people. And then that worked.
We've been through a lot.
Yeah.
In such a short time. And I think in such a short time, especially, I think like, usually I was like, I don't like getting close to people, especially so quickly. I wouldn't say we got close. We definitely have lots of boundaries.
Oh, yeah.
We have lots of boundaries, especially since we're working together. That means we have to be around each other a lot. But there's also a point where it's like, get out of my house. We have
overused guest privilege.
I'm gonna start making you do my laundry. but yeah, it's just we went through a lot.
But I think that's kind of how, like, because I knew I was willing, and that's how you brought me up. Is that like, even though you were like kind of no more people,
I would have never let someone go like that.
Yeah, you weren't. You saw me the way I was after all that, and we're like, up, better, good energy.
We brought each other up.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I knew I was like now hyper focused into my work. I was now hyper focused into my work again because I didn't have any more, not distractions, but I didn't really have anything else to focus my energy on other than my passion. And I think Anna sort of was opposite but same. Yeah. She had an opposite situation but the same solution.
And obviously, like, I think you're saying, like, you focused then your energy to, like, our friendship.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you should stop focusing your energy to passions.
Yes. Because we found common ground and we started this.
Because though she was bringing me up with that good energy, she didn't stop her passion for that. Like,
if anything,
I'm not just gonna put my passions on hold.
If anything, Anna and I, oh my goodness, like my passion and her passion intertwined so much. Like, I do music on the side. Anna likes her art stuff. Yay! She's really cool. That's like what we have. And so Anna helped me design stuff for my music. And in the term, like, we have other things we do, and I can like make music for her. And then we both love talking, so then we can do this together.
Yes.
And I think it's just, wow, we didn't even get to like deities and stuff. We were going to clear that up, but that's going to be too long.
Well, we'll get there.
We'll get there. But I'm proud of us.
Yes.
I'm proud of us.
Yes.
This did not go how we planned, but
it's okay. Gosh. Nothing goes according to plan perfectly.
Yeah. It's just, we did good.
Yep.
We did good.
Yep.
I think we should.
I think that's good. I
think
think that's
that's
it. Yep. We'll go more into continuing, I guess, with the deities.
Yeah, we were gonna clarify that thing in the first
In
podcast.
the first one.
So,
But we like to yap, so we go. We go there.
my name is Manat,
My name is Anna.
and thank you for watching. Woo! Scary skeletons.